Hey guys, Tana Eagleberger back at ya with some new updates on travel nursing. So I first posted right about this time last year, right before I started my travel nurse journey, off to Boston, which was my first assignment. So if you want to see a little bit about like the startup and everything, you can go back to those videos. I posted a couple videos while I was in Boston, and then I kind of fell off the grid for about a year, literally. And I didn't post anything or anything. So I wanted to go ahead and post like kind of like a year update, how it's been for me so far, so I want to talk about like my adventures and like the super fun, like where I've been side of travel nursing and like the stuff it allows me to do, and just more of that like fun side of it. And then I'm gonna do a separate video about like the actual business of travel nursing and how to get yourself into it. I get a lot of people, nursing friends or nursing students, or just people that are like, hey, how are you doing like traveling like this? And that are curious about travel nursing and kind of what it entails. So I am going to post that video after this one. So the first one I'm just gonna do like the fun stuff, because obviously who doesn't want to hear the fun stuff first? And then we'll talk business, we'll talk logistics, and I'll answer some of the most frequently asked questions that people call me about, message me about. A lot of people get in touch with me on Facebook and just say, hey, like I've been a nurse for so long and I've kind of always thought about this. What's your take on it, or what's your approach on it? So I'll answer some of those questions in the next video. But this one is all about the fun, and I apologize, kind of look like crap. I work night shift by choice, and so I'm trying to stay up tonight to work tomorrow night. So I thought it was what better time to do these videos I've been meaning to do. So apologies for this. But getting started. So I kind of left off like my first month or so in Boston, and Boston was such an amazing experience. I couldn't have asked for a better first. I have notes, by the way, but I couldn't ask for a better first experience. It was my first time living with roommates, and it was a lot of roommates, but I ended up loving them all, and we're all really good friends now. And like I said, I talk about in that a previous video. I just love Boston. It just really sparked this fire in me to want to keep going. I loved the hospital. It was my first experience doing a ICU float position, floating between 10 different ICUs. It was a struggle. It took a lot to get used to, but I learned so much. I got to work in ICUs that I've never got to work in, and they were very willing to teach me and train me. So that hospital is called Brigham and Women's in Boston. They're actually partners with Mass Gen. If you are interested, it's a fantastic startup hospital. Boston is a super solo traveler friendly city. I never felt scared. I never felt alone. Walking the streets in Boston at night, had no issues with any of that. New England, it has my heart. It's a great area to travel to because it's so compact, and there's so many states so close that you could do a road trip to Maine one day, and a road trip to New Hampshire, and a road trip to Mass, and a road trip to Rhode Island and Connecticut, and you could just go all these different places and get ocean, mountains, city, any kind of like landscape or anything you want to do, it's there. Very friendly area. There is, like everywhere, there's bad parts, stay out of the bad parts. But it's very safe. I consider it safe. And so that's one that I highly recommend for first-time travelers. It is a long ways away I'm based out of Springfield, Missouri, so it's about a 24-hour drive, about a 6 to 7 hour flight. So it is a long ways away. but I kind of believe in ripping the Band-Aid off, and, you know, it's not right for everybody. Some people like to stay close for a little while, just trial it out. But I'm more of like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big. I'm gonna go to a big city. I'm gonna do I gotta do everything like 100 or nothing. So that was my 100. Did it, went for it. It was amazing. Some of the people I lived with and met there, I'm still really good friends with, and I still travel with. So couldn't have asked for a better experience in Boston. And then I came home from Boston. My mom actually, I flew her up for Mother's Day, and so she helped me road trip back home, which was super fun. Went all down the East Coast, like Jersey and New York and all this. Driving in New York, I highly don't recommend. I got lost, but it's fine. Got honked at a lot, but whatever. Jeeps are not made for New York. They're made for New Hampshire, which you'll find out later, but yeah. So that was fun, and then I took like a month and a half off after that one, just to be home with my family. I spent the 4th of July with my family, which is one of the biggest holidays that we celebrate. So I got to do that, and set off on my next adventure. And I kind of want to talk about like how you make decisions, like where to go next. And I could talk a little bit more about that in my next video, about more logistic stuff. But for me, it's more like a gut. Really honestly, my next assignment I want to do closer to home. And I got this opportunity to work for Dartmouth in New Hampshire for their neuroscience, neurosurgical ICU. They were opening up brand new ICU. My first day was actually their grand opening day. So, I mean, how do you pass that up, you know? So I went back to New England. I went to New Hampshire and worked for Dartmouth and lived in Vermont, and it changed my life, all of it. And just kind of like, I go on and on about New Hampshire, Vermont. It's very hole in the wall, like little city, not even cities, little towns with like one gas station. It's very mom and pop. Vermont is even worse. It's like most of the houses there don't have heat, don't have air. Some of them don't even have electricity or running water, and that's by choice. A lot of people go there to retire, just to live a simpler life in a beautiful place. And I completely get that now after being there. So there you have the White Mountains and the Green Mountains. That's kind of where I got my love and affinity for hiking. My roommate there that I lived with in Vermont is an avid hiker and has done assignments in Alaska and like northwest coast, Oregon, Washington, like in those areas. And so, and she grew up in South Carolina. So she grew up around mountains and stuff. And I, before she moved in, I hiked a little bit, like trail walking more so. And then she really got me into like the hikes, like the actual hikes, like 4 mile, 3,000 elevation gain, like these, like, which isn't a lot, but for somebody who grew up in Flatland, Missouri and never hiked, and is not like clearly in the best of shapes, I was pretty proud of myself. I saw some amazing things. The Green Mountains, if you ever get a chance to go hike in the Green Mountains, do it. It's my favorite place in the world. The water there is crystal clear blue, turquoise blue, like stunning, wouldn't believe it. Did so many side trips there also. Went to the Adirondacks, went up to Canada, lots and lots of stuff in Maine, New Hampshire and Vermont, obviously. And did some hiking in Connecticut that time, and then did more stuff out of Mass, more in the Cape area that I didn't do a whole lot of in Boston. So just killed New England. Like, I love New England. If anybody ever takes a vacation or trip up there, holler at your girl. I got all the best food places, all the best hikes, all the best like must-do place to go, national parks, national forests, like that place kills. it's just, if you have any questions about it, ask me, because like I said, I could literally talk on and on and on about it. All the pictures and stuff are on my Instagram and Facebook if you're interested in looking at pictures. It's just the self-love and like the reflection and the meditation aspect, like just nature loving. I got even more hippie-ish. I literally didn't wear makeup most of the time I was there. It was so good for my soul. I can't stress it enough. Aside from like the beautiful everything there, the amazing people, like the small towns, the hospital is so good. The doctors are amazing. They're some of the best I've ever worked with. I only did neuro, which is my specialty. When it comes to ICU, it's what I have the most experience in. That being said, it's not my favorite. It very rarely has good outcomes, and it's can get very monotonous, I guess I should say. Just sometimes it makes you want to pull your hair out. So I love neuro, loved the people I work with. Was glad to get a break from it, my next assignment. But yeah, just Dartmouth, Hitchcock Hospital in general, amazing people, amazing physicians. The patients were all like, just, oh yes ma'am, thank you ma'am. Like, can't say enough kind words about Dartmouth. So if y'all are watching this, hey, I miss y'all. But it's just, New England in general has my heart. So that's kind of what went on there. In between, I didn't extend there either, just because it's so far from home. You know, I'm very close with my family, my parents, so I don't want to be away that long. It's just balance. Other things are important to me also. So I will 100% go back to New England and take another assignment up there, hopefully Dartmouth, in the future. So after Dartmouth, I went on a little vacay to Greece with Jasmine, a girl I lived with in Boston. Time of my life, went for like 9 days. Santorini, Athens, like the whole bit. Again, pictures on my Instagram and everything. But that's just another perk of travel nursing, is I get to take off for these long periods of time and get to travel, and then after that I can come home and be with my family. And you know, I kind of schedule my assignments around like, hey, we have a big family thing here. Okay, well, I'll try to either request my time off if I can, or just call it on that assignment at 13 weeks, give myself a month or 3 or 4 weeks off, or however many I need to do that family activity, and then go back to a different assignment. It's just, it really is the most flexible thing in allowing me to do everything I want to do in life. I'm traveling for work. I travel outside of work. I get to come home and see my family, and spend time with them. And I can't ask for anything more from a job. I mean, I really can't. Those are the things that are most important to me, and it allows me to do that with ease. So, love it. Flexibility is just, you can't beat it. That being said, my next assignment is Kansas City, Missouri, which is about 3 hours away from Springfield, Missouri, my home. I'm at Truman Medical Center there. It was a rough start. That hospital took a lot of getting used to, but I actually just extended there for 8 weeks, because I love the people I work with, and I love the, again, flexibility, and I love the ability to come home if I have a stretch of 3 or 4 off. I just drive home, which is where I'm at right now, and I'm going to drive back in the morning, work tomorrow night, and then I'll be there for a stretch while I work. They've been super great with working with me and everything. And again, this is just kind of like something I really am trying to work on within myself this year is balance. Finding a balance between my extreme individuality, my love for traveling, and my family, and being comfortable inside my comfort zone, because I always feel like if I'm comfortable, I'm not growing. If I'm comfortable, I'm not getting anything from the situation. I need to like mix it up. I need to constantly be on edge. I need to constantly have something that's like pressing me, and I don't have to be like that. I know that, I'm aware that's not how my mind works, but I'm working on it. So this is part of that process for me, is being home, being in my comfort zone. And I've loved it. I love getting to spend time with my family. I'm not missing anything. I was here for the holidays. I couldn't ask for anything more, again, with the flexibility and like choosing your assignments, which I could talk about more in the logistics video, but just love it. I'm so blessed, so lucky. So a little bit about the extension, super easy. My managers kind of started hinting around at it, and I just talked to him about it, and my recruiter got it done, signed a contract yesterday. Really no big deal. If the hospital has a need, then they're usually very willing and accommodating to extend however long you want to. You can extend for, I think, up to 11 months. I don't know, I could be wrong on that. You can't extend longer than a year, obviously, because then you have to claim permanent residence. But if you love a place, you can keep going. 3 13-week extensions. And so I'm not doing that. I do have some ideas, some prospects for my next one. I just got my California license, so hopefully gonna have a Cali beach summer. So excited for that next step. But right now I'm enjoying being home with my family. Another reason why I extended is my mother is graduating in May. Super freaking proud of her. So I have to be here for that. No questions. I'm the one who pushed her to go back to school, because she's going to be amazing at what she's doing. And she did it, and she's going to graduate, and I got to be here. So instead of buying the plane ticket, I'm just going to chill out here for a little while and make it work. And I'm loving it. So there's that. I think that kind of catches you up with my adventures. The fun part of it, this video is pretty lengthy. It's up to almost 18 minutes now, so if you've hung on for this long, thanks for listening to me ramble about how blessed I am. If you're a nurse, get out there, girl. If you're, or guy, whatever, that's bad to say. But if you think this sounds amazing, look into it. It's a pretty sweet gig. I couldn't really ask for anything better, like I said. So I'm gonna wrap this up for the adventure side. You can like this video. You can ask questions below if you want to. You can go follow me on Instagram and Facebook. My name is Tana Eagleburger. Last name is exactly how it sounds, Eagleburger, and then my first name is T-A-N-N-A on any social. But follow a little bit more of a daily thing along, or you could subscribe to these videos, and I'll try to be a little bit more like that. We'll see. Doubtful, but like I said, this is a year update, so not keeping up with the vlog like I intended, but it's a new year. It's a new me. Maybe I'll be a vlogger this year. Probably not, but again, 19 minutes. So I'm gonna peace out for this one. I'm gonna work on my next video about logistics if you're interested. So thanks for watching my fun adventure video. Like, subscribe, comment. Have a great day.